In terms of Islam, you may wonder what it can teach us about bringing peace in the world, when much of the instability and conflict in recent years has centered around Muslim countries. Yet, the sorry state of those nations is because they have moved far away from the true teachings of Islam. To get an accurate portrayal of Islamic governance and leadership, we should look to the era of the founder of Islam, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. After the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, migrated to the city of Medina, he formed a covenant with the Jewish people, whereby the Muslims and the Jewish citizens were to live together peacefully and with the spirit of mutual sympathy, tolerance, and equity. The covenant proved to be a magnificent charter of human rights and governance, and ensured peace between the different communities living in Medina. According to its terms, all people, regardless of their faith or ethnicity, were bound to respect the rights of one another. Freedom of belief and freedom of conscience were cornerstones of that treaty. Unity underpinned the agreement, whereby if Medina was attacked or threatened, the Muslims and Jews would join forces to defend it together and as one. Further, each community had the right to solve their internal issues according to their respective beliefs and customs. History testifies to the fact that the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, upheld every aspect of that agreement. As immigrants, the Muslims sought to serve their new society and to respect the rights of all citizens of Medina. It was an outstanding example of successful integration and a manifestation of a peaceful and tolerant multicultural society. The Treaty of Medina was based directly upon the teachings of the Holy Quran. For example, the Holy Quran states in chapter 16, verse 91, that verily Allah enjoins justice and the doing of good to others, and giving like kindred. Thus, the Holy Quran has outlined 3 levels of engagement with other people and other communities. The first and minimum level is of justice, whereby the Holy Quran advocates the need to treat everyone fairly and equitably. The standards of justice required by Islam are outlined in chapter 4, verse 136 of the Holy Quran, which states, O ye who believe, be strict in observing justice, and be witnesses for Allah, even though it be against yourselves or against parents and kindred, whether he be rich or poor. Allah is more regardful of them both than you are. Therefore, follow not low desires so that you may be able to act equitably. And if you conceal the truth or evade it, then remember that Allah is well aware of what you do. Hence, according to the Quran, justice requires that a person is willing to testify even against himself and his most loved ones in order to guard and protect the truth. The second level of engagement advocated by the Holy Quran is that a person should not only be just, but should go beyond it by doing good to others, by manifesting generosity and forgiveness. As I have already mentioned, the Holy Quran teaches that once you have successfully stopped an aggressive nation from inflicting further cruelties, you should not seek revenge or impose hardship upon it. Rather, you should seek to help them build up their economy and infrastructure. Where this will help them, it will also help you in the long term. If those countries who have been centers of war or division are enabled to prosper economically, they will no longer harbor frustration or bear hatred for other countries, nor will their people be forced to migrate. This is the wisdom underpinning the Islamic teaching of going beyond basic justice and exhibiting kindness and compassion. The third level of engagement taught by the Holy Quran is to treat others in the same way that a mother treats her child, which is the most selfless form of love, as it is rendered without any expectation of reward. To treat others with benevolent spirit is not easy, but this should be our constant aspiration. Ultimately, to bring about peace, whether in Muslim nations or at a broader international level, it is necessary that at the very minimum, the demands of justice are fulfilled by governments, so that all people are given their due rights and that selfish vested interests give way to what is fair and right.